Tyson still has the same hunger now he's at the top. He'll only come back to get the biggest bags, not the biggest belts. We found that quote.
All these belts, he's already got at them.
John Fury and his son are at it again, as John has begun firing shots at his son after Tyson Fury tried begging Oleksandr Usyk for an unlikely trilogy. Following what happened in the build-up to the fight, with Tyson Fury kicking his father out of his corner and out of his training camp, John Fury has been displeased with his son.
He just thinks, okay, he wants to be known as the richest boxer and take Floyd Mayweather's title in a different way. Now all of a sudden, click, he's gone money mad, thinking he can compete with the Saudis, which is impossible. They've got more money than sand, haven't they? And there's a lot of sand in Arabia. So, but that, to me, I can tell now.
And when Tyson Fury eventually lost the fight, he just proved his father right, that John Fury wasn't really the cause of his problems in the first place. As a result, this has soiled the relationship between John Fury and his son. And with Tyson Fury seeking a trilogy after another defeat to Oleksandr Usyk, John Fury has told him to quit boxing and retire instead of trying to fight another lost battle. Tyson Fury is probably not considering retirement, as he still looks to make some more money out of the sport.
He's been in camp and he has put some slog in, because I've slaughtered him. And I mean slaughtered him, because he's needed it. And you're going to see the benefit of that Saturday night, and so's Usyk.
Contrary to what the angry John Fury feels in terms of Tyson's future in the sport from December 22nd onwards, here are some of the possible eventualities. If Fury had won the second fight, then fans might have expected a final showdown. Fury confirmed as much in an interview ahead of the clash. "When I win on Saturday night, I think there's got to be a trilogy next year for sure," Fury told Al Arabiya.
Man, and I've been around fighting men all my life. I can see inside the soul. He knows he's facing the best Tyson Fury, and what we've worked on, and how he is now.
Joshua's in tatters at the moment. He has got to pick up the pieces from his last fight. But the fight with Usyk won on Saturday and the one afterwards would be fantastic for me. Fury has been involved in iconic trilogies before, memorably taking on Deontay Wilder 3 times between 2018 and 2021, winning the last bout with a sensational 11th round knockout. It would also depend on Usyk's willingness to step back into action once more against his old foe, as well as the condition of both fighters following another bruising encounter. If the pair do want to go again though, you sense the sport's power brokers won't stand in the way of what would be a monumental battle to truly anoint the best heavyweight of the modern era.
He's been in camp and he has put some slog in, because I've slaughtered him. And I mean slaughtered him, because he's needed it. And you're going to see the benefit of that Saturday night, and so's you.
Picture it took long enough for Fury and Usyk to meet. Could Fury switch gears after another defeat and appease all those yearning for a British super fight with Anthony Joshua? With Fury 36 and Joshua 35, time is running out for the pair to come together for a bout that would put to bed a rivalry that has simmered for a long time. The Englishman suffered a brutal knockout defeat to Daniel Dubois, who wants Usyk next, but could also have claims to fight Fury himself in his last fight back in September at Wembley, but still retains a huge aura and following. Speaking earlier this year, Fury appeared to signal the fight could and should happen.
Nothing. My father used to say, if you want things, go and get them yourself. I can't give them you because I don't want to. I'm happy with my life. I've give you life. Go and do the best you can with it. And I'm old school, me. I'm probably Victorian, never mind old, but that's the way I live my life. I'm never.
At the end of the day, it would be a travesty if we didn't fight, Fury said. No matter if Joshua loses 20 note fights. If he doesn't win another fight and is 10 years away from the game, it doesn't matter. We have to fight. I did an interview recently and said, look, it doesn't matter if we're 50 years old, we'll have to fight. I lost out on one big fight already with David Price. He was a British hope at one stage that was building up, and that would have been a massive fight here or in Manchester. But that's gone now. And it would be a travesty if we didn't fight each other. Perhaps the option fight fans would least like to see, but it could still happen. Fury turns 37 next year, has been in numerous wars in his career, and has a comfortable family life.
You spoil a kid and he's good for now. I don't care how talented he is. If they're spoiled, they're no good. It's like Tyson. He was never spoiled. He didn't have all his own way. He had just the same treatment.
For those reasons, he decided to hang up his gloves. Understandably, he remained coy about his future in the immediate aftermath of his second defeat to Usyk. Asked whether he would continue to fight, the 36-year-old said, "I'm having some time off. I might do, I might not. Who knows? We'll talk about that next year." Fury had initially planned to retire when he turned 34, but U-turned and, speaking last February on Instagram, appeared to suggest there was plenty still left in him. I keep hearing talk of people saying I should retire, or I'm going to retire soon or whatever, Fury said. I ain't retiring. I've got 2 fights with Usyk for the undisputed. Twice.
Walking to Jimmy Egan's gym in the rain, getting on the bike, him and his brother Shane. You know, I said, right, walk, I'm not taking you, I'm too busy. You know, if you want to do it, go and do it. Let's see what you've got. Let's see how much you really want this job. And they do, they prevail.
Then I'm going to fight AJ at least once, maybe twice if there's a rematch. If he wants one after the first battering I give him. Then I'm going to fight Francis Ngannou again, and that's just the start. So there's 5 little fights for you to whet your appetite with. I ain't going nowhere. I'm 35 years old and in the prime of my life. Well, the fight went down exactly how you expected it to. After all, what could you have expected from these valiant warriors?
And on the build-up there, when he was giving Usyk some beef and saying, I'm the champion, you're effing this and you're effing that and you rabbit, and he was getting wound up, you could see that he actually got a bit of hatred for Usyk there, because he's ruined his legacy and he's ruined him.
Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury battled it out with their hearts and put their bodies on the lines. But the back and forth revenge match produced a result that boxing fans will remember for ages. Usyk, 37, and Fury, 36, fought it out on December 21st at the Kingdom Arena with the Unified Heavyweight Championship as the reward. The match, similar to their first edition, kept the fans hooked and gave them relentless and constant action.
A lot of people had me at least 2. I just don't know. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. It's happened now. I know boxing, been in it all my life. You can't change no decisions.
It was only logical that the fight went the distance in a tactical seesaw, where the judges' scorecards decided the fight. It was the Ukrainian who stood tall as the cards read 116, 112 3 times in his favor, ending this historic 2-fight rivalry. Fury started the fight strong, as he relied on jabs and sweeping hooks to utilize his reach advantage. In addition, he ensured he unloaded a quick 1-2 this time around, which was missing in the last fight. Meanwhile, Usyk targeted his opponent's body along with high jabs. However, Fury appeared to be ahead in the initial rounds. That changed in the 4th round when Usyk found his range and doubled up his offense with combinations. He also tried to control the distance by cutting the ring, but Fury's reach and jabs troubled him.
But I'll just always feel a little bit hard done by. Not a little bit, actually a lot, but I think when you don't get the knockout, this is what happens. You can't guarantee a win.
This tactical struggle of Usyk trying to reach Fury's chin with his high left jabs summed up the fight. And it ended in a decision win for Usyk, as he maintained the tempo and increased the output in the later rounds and swept those. However, the question was raised about Fury's future, who instantly stormed out of the ring. Frank Warren then addressed the fans and the audience in a stunned voice, as he also protested against the result.
Agree with the decision? No, I certainly didn't. I didn't see how one judge could only didn't give him a round from round 6 onwards, and the other 2 gave him 1 round each.
He said, "He's Tyson Fury. Very disappointed, as am I. I don't understand how he has only won 4 rounds. It's up to him. It's too early to say. It's immediately after a fight and emotions are running high. But it's nuts. I'm very disappointed, but it is what it is. He'll make up his mind." These comments didn't sit well with the fans, who took to their social media handles and blasted the promoter for his unfounded comments. Jake Donovan shunned Warren for his comments. He declared, "Frank Warren spewing sour grapes over the scorecards while Oleksandr Usyk hoists a cased samurai sword in the air. Brilliant stuff." Most of the onlookers believed Usyk had done enough to bag the win. In addition, there were several closely contested rounds, which could have affected how one scored the fight. Frank Warren spewing sour grapes over the scorecards while Oleksandr Usyk hoists a cased samurai sword in the air. Brilliant stuff. A user advised Warren to maintain his calm and composure. They suggested, "Frank Warren is starting to spiral. Composure, mate, you've got big stars and big fights to make still." Warren's statements might mirror Eddie Hearn's antics when Dmitry Bivol had lost the fight to Artur Beterbiev. Someone referenced how Warren stressed Fury winning the fight in the post-fight interview comments. They noted, "Frank Warren has unleashed on the scorecards. Warren stated that he believes Tyson Fury won the fight." Warren's frustration didn't stop even after the fight and spotted similar remarks in an interview with 5 Live, as he called it nonsense. Keith Ideick believed the judges got it right. He announced, "After warranted concern about the judging of Usyk Fury to the past few days, judges Gerardo Martinez, Patrick Morley, and Ignacio Robles got it exactly right. Keep them in mind for future assignments to high-profile fights. Usyk Fury 2. Not only was there an AI judge to reduce the arbitrariness, but they also decided one judge by a flip of a coin. Lastly, Shakur Stevenson expressed that he was content with the decision. He penned, "Yeah, maybe not as wide, but I thought Usyk was the clear winner. This result also means that there might not be a trilogy fight between Usyk and Fury. Now that the rematch is behind him, Tyson Fury stands at a pivotal crossroads in his career. The 36-year-old former heavyweight champion suffered his second consecutive defeat to Oleksandr Usyk last Saturday. As with his previous loss, the Gypsy King disputed the outcome at the Kingdom Arena. Nonetheless, he now faces some critical decisions about his future in the sport. One option still in play is the highly anticipated bout against Anthony Joshua. Despite being in the twilight of his career, Fury may have a few more fights left before retiring. However, his recent loss has reignited the debate over his standing among the all-time greatest heavyweight boxers.
At the end of his career, he's had back-to-back defeats now. Can he mentally cope with that and retire? I know he's got 100 million quid in the bank, which is going to soften the blow. But just from what I've seen him in the Netflix documentary, he loves fighting and he loves being the champ, he loves being on top. So I sincerely hope Tyson Fury.
Meanwhile, for Usyk, discussions are already rife with arguments both supporting and questioning his place among the sport's legends. The discussion about Tyson Fury's legacy gained momentum after former boxer Dan Morley analyzed the all-time rankings of both Fury and Usyk. Thanks to his significant victories in a highly competitive era, they argued that Usyk is likely ranked in the number 15-20 range among the all-time heavyweight greats. For Fury, Morley highlighted his major accomplishments, such as wins over Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder. His resilience and entertainment value remain praiseworthy. However, Morley also acknowledged his shortcomings, including a limited number of title fights and his twin defeats to Usyk. With his latest victory, discussions have intensified about where to place Oleksandr Usyk among the all-time greats.
Could cope with that loss, the back-to-back defeats, and walk away with his chin held high. I wouldn't blame him actually if he jumped in with AJ and took the rubber match, because it's a fight that...
An Olympic gold medalist and an undisputed champion in 2 weight divisions, in many ways, Usyk's legacy is already secured. However, many fans and analysts are still evaluating his impact as a heavyweight, with some choosing to reserve judgment until after 2025. But what about Fury? Let's check what some of the fans had to say. One fan argued against ranking Fury as the second best of this era. They said, "I wouldn't put Tyson at number 2 of this era. He hasn't fought Dubois or AJ, and if Dubois beats Parker in February, he would also have a better resume than Fury."
It will sell. It will fill Wembley. I don't know if we'll get 80,000 in there, but it will get a big crowd at Wembley Stadium, and that will be a sign-off payday. But to be honest, it's not a big fight.
Dubois' potential rise could bolster his standing. However, it's worth noting that Fury began his career over a decade earlier, making such comparisons somewhat incongruous. Another fan took a more moderate stance. "I would put him fringe top 25 or 30. His resume lacks the depth to match his skills," they said. Perhaps for them, Fury's record is conspicuously devoid of some prominent names. A win over someone like Anthony Joshua or Daniel Dubois might have witnessed a surge in his rankings. This fan felt that Usyk deserved a place among the top 10 all-time greats. "I have Usyk higher, 6/7 all-time," they said. But they also expressed concerns about Fury's decline.
For me, it's not something I get excited for. It's almost like the battle of the losers, isn't it? They both lost to Usyk. I mean, AJ got finished off by Dubois. There's a chance he might walk away. He's gone.
They said, and Fury is top 20, but he could, on his day, beat any heavyweight in history. But I accept that most people will see him a little lower. He's 20% less of a fighter now than he was in Wilder 2 and Klitschko. The decline in Fury's performances, particularly after his trilogy with Wilder, has been a recurring observation among fans. The next user had a different take on Tyson Fury. "Is he the worst ever?" they asked. No.
The 2 best heavyweights of this era does not make him an all-time great. Usyk. That's what I'm talking about. Usyk. He is not an all-time great. Y'all need to stop with that.
I actually used to like Tim Bradley as a fighter.
But he is probably the top 2 most overrated, they said. Like many, they also felt that Fury hasn't squared up against many top-ranked heavyweights. But the defeat opens up an uncertain future for the 36-year-old Fury, now February 1st, 34, who announced his retirement in 2022, only to return to the ring. I thought I've won both fights, but then again, I've got 2 losses on my record now, so there's not much I can do about it, said the Briton, who refused to discuss his next steps.
The 2 best heavyweights of this era does not make him an all-time great. Usyk, that's what I'm talking about. Usyk, he is not an all-time great. Y'all need to stop with that.
I actually used to like Tim Bradley as a fighter.
Promoter Frank Warren also called the judge's decision nuts. But Usyk dismissed his complaints. Uncle Frank, I think, is blind, crazy man, joked the Ukrainian. Fury, wearing a Santa-style red and white robe and bushy beard, appeared to Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You" before a determined-looking Usyk strode out in Cossack gear. The 6 feet 9 inches, 206 centimeters, Britain's jab held Usyk at bay early on, and he landed a jarring right in round 2. Usyk caught Fury flush with a left as he raised the pace in round 3. They went toe-to-toe in a punishing 5th round, with Fury pummeling body shots while Usyk launched a flurry to the head. In the 6th, he stung Fury with a clean hit to the nose. The supremely fit Usyk, renowned for taking charge in the closing rounds, was the aggressor in the 7th, tagging Fury with a hook as the Gypsy King backed away. Fury regained the initiative in the 9th, wielding his jab and 1-2 combinations and leaning on the Ukrainian, employing his career heaviest, 281 pounds, which is equal to 127, 4 kilograms of weight. It was seesaw stuff as they traded blows, but Usyk rocked Fury in the 11th with a lightning combination that ended with yet another left hook to the face. An Usyk uppercut to Fury's chin highlighted a furious final round, and there seemed little doubt about the winner as the Ukrainian sank to his knees, arms aloft. Usyk, who briefly served as a soldier after the Russian invasion, then celebrated by holding up a saber that belonged to Ivan Mazepa, a hero of Ukrainian nationalism who fought against Russian control in the early 1700s. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was quick to hail the victory, calling it proof that Ukraine will not give up what's ours after nearly 3 years of war with Russia. Victory, Zelensky said in a post on Telegram. So important and so necessary for all of us now. Reports put the prize purse at an increased $190 million, with Usyk, as defending champion, expected to receive the bigger share, a reversal of fortunes from May. The fight sits high in the portfolio of Saudi Arabia's oil-funded push into sports, which has drawn accusations of sports washing its dubious human rights record. Tyson Fury remained adamant that he won his clash against Oleksandr Usyk by 3 rounds, despite suffering a unanimous defeat on Saturday night.
Say that Usyk wins thanks to his spirit. Did you feel it?
I didn't feel no spirit. I felt a little bit of Christmas spirit in there, and I think he got a little Christmas gift from them judges. Christmas gift early.
In a thrilling contest where neither man refused to give an inch, it was Usyk who finished the stronger, just as he did 7 months ago, to pick up a repeat victory. Usyk became undisputed champion by just a single point in May, as he earned a split decision win, but this time it was more clear-cut, as all 3 judges scored the bout 116-112 in his favor. Fury promptly left the ring after the result was announced, having clearly been disappointed that his efforts got very little recognition from the judges. The 36-year-old was later caught backstage by reporters, and when asked for his thoughts on the scorecards, the Gypsy King offered a surprise response. Speaking to Sky Sports Boxing after the fight, he said he had clearly the fight. Later, ESPN reported that Fury also said, "I thought I won the fight again. I was Larry Holmes it again. I was on the front foot the entire time. When you don't get the knockout, this is what can happen."
Young man, good. Just there. Tyson, I know there was an AI experiment tonight. Those AI judges didn't count, but do you see that as a potential?
What was the score? 1-1-9.
Usyk appeared bemused when asked if he deserved to get his hand raised before he was confronted by heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois, who called for a rematch after losing to the Ukrainian great last year. The punch stats revealed Fury had thrown more punches in the contest, with 509 to Usyk's 423. But Usyk landed 179 across the 12 rounds, compared to 144 by Fury. Overall, Usyk landed 42% of his punches, with Fury way down on 28%. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.